come the Japanese are so slim when they eat so much rice? Appearances can be deceiving. Indeed, these konjac beads are different from rice grains. As good as rice, fewer calories. These slimming konjac pearls are natural allies for slimming down with pleasure and indulgence. This rice makes you lose weight. This revolutionary food is a second-generation konjac and comes in the form of dry grains, unlike the first-generation konjac, which is purchased wet and which has an odor that some find unpleasant. Konjac is a real staple food in Japan. Almost unheard of in the Western world, konjac enjoys exceptional popularity in Asia, on a par with rice. Konjac is the only food that the regulations authorize to be presented as a food facilitating weight loss. It is a natural appetite suppressant recognized and authorized by doctors and experts in Brussels. In many cases, konjac is more interesting than many dietary supplements, which are products based on pure marketing. Konjac is endowed with glucomannan soluble fibers and, as they are very long, are able to absorb 100 times their initial volume in water. This particularity explains their major action to appease hunger. Konjac fibers stimulate the proliferation of protective bacteria and evict pathogenic bacteria, thus contributing to the good balance of the intestinal flora, also called microbiota. There are public health strategies focused on gut microbiota balance and obesity prevention. In fact, once pathogenic bacteria are discouraged and protective bacteria are provided with a favorable environment, digestion and metabolism improve and energy levels increase. Drink plenty of sugar-free fluids throughout the day and especially before each meal to help the water-soluble fibers work effectively. Consuming 3 grams of glucomannan in 3 times 1 gram or 3 packets per day of 50 grams of these slimming dry konjac pearls contributes to weight loss. Before arriving in France, the konjac beads are soaked in a liquid containing a little tapioca, which gives them very special organoleptic characteristics that distinguish them from konjac noodles. We obtain a more pronounced color, a beautiful opaque white, a pleasantly unctuous texture, a unique flavor and aroma that lends itself well to both savory and sweet dishes. These konjac pearls will make a marvelous accompaniment to your dishes, whether they're based on vegetable proteins or animal proteins. Vegan, think firm or silken tofu, tempeh, seitan spirulina, and okara powder. Vegetarian, opt for organic pasture-raised eggs, cottage cheese, and yogurt. Plain or flavored, 0% fat, no added sugar. Pesco-vegetarian, pescatarian, for a greater variety, feast on lean fish, but more importantly, oily fish or fatty fish, fish roe, all seafood, mollusks, shellfish, and crustaceans. Carnivore, enjoy offal, lean meats, all poultry except duck and goose without the skin. Flexitarian, you are spoiled for choice. All of the above protein sources fit perfectly into the framework of the Dukan diet. Glycemic index, GI, of 5 different types of rice. On the glycemic index scale, konjac, the plant itself, sits at 0. The glycemic index of konjac pearls increases slightly but remains below 30. The GI of white rice sits at 35. The GI of whole grain brown basmati rice sits at 45. The GI of long grain basmati rice sits at 50, and the glycemic index of white rice sits at 70. Carbohydrate foods are classified into 4 categories according to the glycemic index GI. Below 35, very low GI foods. Between 35 and 49, low GI foods. Between 50 and 69, moderate GI foods. Greater than or equal to 70, high GI foods. As a reminder, the glycemic index GI measures the ability and speed at which the sugars in a food influence the blood sugar level. In this specific case, white rice raises blood sugar more strongly and more quickly than other types of rice. Therefore, white rice contributes to excessive weight gain and diabetes. Maintaining stable blood sugar levels is key to achieving long-term sustainable weight loss. Not only is the glycemic index of Dukan slimming konjac pearls even lower than the glycemic index of white rice, but these konjac pearls also contain 4 times fewer carbohydrates and 5 times fewer calories than white rice. What more could you ask for?